Well, a boundary really defines what is your business and what is none of your business. What is your responsibility and what is not your responsibility. And that's all a boundary is. If you have a boundary in your house and your property, you know that you're supposed to cut the grass on your side of the property line. You're not supposed to cut the grass on the other side of the property line unless you're invited to do so and unless the neighbor is going to receive that as a blessing from you. But you know where the property line is. You know that this belongs to me. And inside this, I'm responsible. So again, a boundary is a responsibility zone. What am I responsible for? What is my business and what is none of my business? And life is lived at a higher level, and life is always better when we understand and live within boundaries, when you know what's your business and what's none of your business, and to fulfill your areas of responsibility. Paul speaks of this in Galatians 6, verse 5. For each one should carry their own load, their own responsibility. Don't try to place responsibility for your life on somebody else. Carry your own load. Carry your own responsibility. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each of us may receive what is due us for the things done while in the body. Here the Lord very clearly says, one day every one of us will stand before God and give an account, not for somebody else's life. We're only going to give an account for our lives. When you go and stand before God one day, He's not going to ask you about your husband. He's not going to ask you about your wife. He's not going to ask you about your neighbor. He's not going to ask you about anyone else. The only thing in that moment that's going to matter is what you did with your life. He's going to hold you accountable for how you lived your life. How did you take responsibility for you? In 2 Thessalonians, the Apostle Paul describes here some problems people were having with this issue of handling their own areas of responsibility. He says, for now we hear rumors that some of you are being lazy and neglecting to work, that these people are not busy, but busy bodies. So with the authority of the Lord Jesus Christ, we order them, very strong word, we order them to go back to work in an orderly fashion and exhort them to earn their own living. Brothers and sisters, don't ever grow weary in doing what is right. Here Paul says, I've learned that some of you are not busy, you're busy bodies. What's a busy body? A busy body is someone who is prying into or meddling in the affairs of someone else. They've lost connection with just their own area of responsibility, and they're trying to engage with someone else's area of responsibility, and they're busy bodies. Paul said you don't need to be a busy body. Be busy taking care of the things in your own life.